with you live today. I know many of you here did the Chakra Shakeup Challenge, and I have to apologize, I didn't do the scholarship draw yet. There are 3 spots that are available for your next chapter, my new 40-day online immersion. So we'll be drawing for 3 scholarships, and I promise I will do that today, and I will post about it on Facebook. I'll post about it on Instagram, so you'll know if you have won an opportunity to join us for the 40-day immersion. And I'll speak a little bit to the 40-day immersion because it really ties into the conversation I want to have with you today, which is around morning routines. And morning routines are not something new to me. They are something I was introduced to almost 30 years ago in my very first training. And in fact, I've had a lot of frustration around morning routines, and probably even more frustration now when there's so much buzz about them, where there's a lot of guilt associated with, if you don't have a morning routine. And I'd love to hear from you in the chat, if you already have an established morning routine, and maybe even, how long you spend in the morning doing a practice, or so maybe just a yes or no if you currently have a practice that you do every morning. So, one of the first things I want to do is to help relieve us from this guilt associated with these morning routines. The practice is meant to make us feel good, not to make us feel worse about ourselves. And I see a lot of you do, and some of you don't have a morning routine. But let's talk about the guilt associated with you. I'll tell you my story and all the guilt associated with the morning routine that I was tasked to do. When I did my very first training in Kundalini, I was in a very traditional school, a very dogmatic school. And one of the graduation requirements was that we had to do this morning practice for 2.5 hours every single day before sunrise. Okay, in theory, it's beautiful to wake up 2.5 hours, and 2.5 hours before the sun rises and start your day with yoga and meditation, except if you've got a baby keeping you up at night, if you've barely slept, if you don't even get off work till 10 o'clock at night, and if you're not getting to bed till 1 a.m., then it just feels horrible. And everybody has a very different routine. So the very first thing I want to say is, your morning routine might be a lunchtime routine. It might need to be a bedtime routine. Don't over fixate on it needing to be a morning routine. Now, it's really dependent on your stage in life. Now, having said that, it is really nice if you can get up with enough time in the morning that you don't have to race out the door and you feel like you're behind before your day has ever even started. But even if you're starting with a 5 a.m. morning routine, you might already feel like you're behind, because now people are getting online and talking about their 4:30 a.m. routines and their 3:45 a.m. routines. And you know what? That's a bit dangerous in a society that is already completely starved for sleep, and we don't allow ourselves to relax. And now we feel like to be more productive, to be more successful, we got to get up earlier and earlier and earlier. And we also need to relax, and we also need to figure out what is right and true for us. So for me, at that time, I did what was required to get through my course. I wanted to be certified in this practice. I wanted to understand the value of waking up early and starting my day with yoga and meditation, but it was hard. It was not the right phase of life for me to be spending 2.5 hours doing that practice. And some of you might have heard this story before, but on one of those mornings where I was with my teacher and we were practicing, as we were parting ways, we were going our separate ways for the day, I remember asking her what she was going to be doing that day. And she turns around and says to me, "Oh, I'm going home. I'm going to bed." And I was offended by that. I thought, this practice is supposed to serve your life. It's not supposed to exhaust you. It's supposed to give you clarity. It's supposed to give you focus and energy and set you up for the best day possible. And if you do that for enough days consecutively, you end up with the best life possible. And so here I was very dedicated to this very rigid practice, and my teacher was going home to bed because it's not sustainable. A lot of these practices aren't sustainable when we're really rigid about them. So number one, figure out what's happening in your life. There are times in my life where I've been super dedicated to 5 a.m. wake up. This morning I woke up at 5. I would not let myself get out of bed. I made myself stay in bed, reading, doing whatever till after 6 o'clock, because I also knew how much I had to have happen today. So I can get up at 5 a.m. easily. That's not my problem. My problem is sleep deprivation. So very often I have to work against what everybody is telling me to do and do what is right and true for me. So, I've spoken to lots of different teachers over the years about these morning practices, and in my very traditional school, there was no room for leeway. It was 2.5 hours before sunrise, end of story. Otherwise, you're not a good yogi. You're not doing this right. It's all wrong. And so I carried a lot of guilt about that. And what I realize now is how ridiculous that was, because I was dedicated. I still am dedicated. It's just I will allow myself to do what's right for me, because I have a responsibility to more than just this practice. This practice is meant to serve my life. It's not meant to be my life. Even Mr. Iyengar, the wisest of wise of our, yoga teachers through the ages, has said, it's in his book, Light on Life. I won't be able to quote you exactly how he put it, but he said, if you're waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning to do these practices, and then you're absolutely miserable to be around because you're so tired, you really have to question the value of these practices. So I just want to give you this freedom to explore what's right for you. Sometimes it will be a morning practice. Sometimes it's going to be a bedtime ritual. It's okay to have either. I mean, I've had teachers tell me through the years, well, go to bed earlier, go to bed by 9 o'clock. If I was going to bed at that time at 9 o'clock, A, I would barely see my children. B, many, many nights I never even got home till 10 o'clock. I was barely getting dinner into me by 10:30 at night. So everybody's different. There's no one size fits all. Drop the guilt and let's walk away with an action plan that's going to work for you. So morning might not be your time. If it's not, then see if you can at least find a few minutes to do some deep breathing, or maybe even 3 rounds of sun salutations or something, just a moment where you can connect with your breath before you get on with your day. Don't guilt yourself about needing to do more than that. Now, something I do with my students in my courses, and I do them in almost all of the courses, except this new one, the 40-day course, your next chapter, is set up differently because we're working together every single day for 40 days consecutively. But in my other courses, one of the key things that we do before we even begin working together is I ask you to pull out your calendar and figure out where these practices are going to fit into your day. So for your action plan, for what I'd like you to do today is commit to looking one day ahead. Just plan each and every day, look ahead just by one day and decide, when is it going to work for me to do this practice tomorrow? Just give it your best guess. That's all you need to do. If you say it's going to be morning and you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden, maybe you got an urgent phone call, maybe you woke up and your child is sick, maybe you had hot flashes all night and just your sleep just went out the window and you just feel horrible. Whatever it was, allow yourself the ability to change that commitment you made with yourself, renegotiate that commitment. Don't give up for the day. Don't say, oh, blew it again. Just sit down and go, okay, when today can I find some time for myself? Now, in the coursework that many of you, I see some alumni here in the coursework that we've done together. We've done lots of different practices. We've done 75-minute practices, 90-minute practices, and we've done 30-minute practices. And what I realized over time was that these 30-minute practices were the ones that were really resonating for you. One of the reasons was the longer practices, it wasn't just the time commitment, there was also the intensity to them. And I know it took a lot to, and some of you are still in the middle of it, so I don't want to, don't want to give you an easy out here to cop out of those practices, but it takes a little bit more psyching yourself up to do those longer practices. So what I did see was that you could more easily be committed to these 30 hour, imagine 30 hours of Kundalini. 30-minute practices. It seemed to be, the right amount of time. And what I found for myself is that's what I've been doing. And that's what has been very easy for me to commit to. And so I use that as the foundation to build my new course, Your Next Chapter. And so it's 40 days of 30-minute practices, and how that course is set up is how I'm recommending you look at your morning routine. So first of all, I don't like the word routine because it just makes life feel so routine. And life isn't supposed to be routine. It's supposed to be rich and full and exciting, and there should be room for synchronicity and play and joy and less guilt and less pressure and less stress and less routine. So I gravitate towards the word self-discipline. Now, the word discipline doesn't necessarily have nice connotations around it, but self-discipline is powerful. It means I decide what's right for me, right? But I'm deciding something that has structure around it so that I can create freedom for myself. So if I go to my mat, if I create this structure for myself, I'm going to be able to create more freedom for myself, because in that structure, what I'm creating is a flow state. So why do we do morning practices? I'm going to keep calling them morning practices, but you get what I'm saying here. It's a daily practice, not necessarily a morning practice. So why do we do them? Let's go back to why. We don't do them because the whole world has just told you have to do them. Otherwise, you're a failure, and you're an even bigger failure if you don't do them by 5 a.m. in the morning. It's not why we're doing this. We do morning practice so that we can get into those flow states and open up communication between that part of us that doesn't function so well, that part of us that can be anxious, scared, stressed, maybe still holding on to some anger, some bitterness, struggling a little bit with self-worth. You get where I'm going with that, with all those heavy energies. So we can get that person to open up, that part of us to open up communication with that wiser part of us that understands what's really going on and can start to guide us. We don't want to be taking direction in our life from that aspect of ourselves that is overwhelmed, confused, stressed, anxious, and all the rest of it. We want to open up communication, open up the dialogue with our higher consciousness to show us the way, to what I'm calling your next chapter. And I'm calling it your next chapter because a lot of these practices are based on the work that I've been doing all of these years, which is really helping you to understand Kundalini as your destiny, as what we're here, what you're here to have expressed through you, right? To fully embrace who you are and to live into your destiny. So, all of the work is all centered around that. But after COVID, after the pandemic, I know nobody wants to talk about the pandemic anymore, but you know what? We have to talk about it because we've lost time. And on the one hand, we've lost time. And on the other hand, it feels like time is speeding up all the time. So where does that leave us? That leaves us a little bit would say either stuck, either feeling like, I don't know how I'm ever going to get what I want done when I've lost time and I've lost control of time. And I've lost my enthusiasm. I've lost a lot because of what's just happened. But, you know, it is because of all of this loss and this accelerated frenetic energy we're living in that we really need to focus again and figure out, what is it I want to live into in this next chapter of my life? So things are feeling a little more urgent. I don't know if it feels that way for you. There has been a lot of loss. And there's been, you know, a lot of us have had to start over. And, you know, whether that's your case or not, it's still important to stop everything for a moment and evaluate where you are. Are you where you thought you would be? Are you living the way you thought you would be living? Are things working out the way you thought they would? Or is the idea, maybe it is, and maybe where you've landed is exactly where you envisioned yourself, but you've arrived here and went, is this it? This isn't quite what I imagined. So going forward, if we can open up that dialogue with our higher consciousness, we can arrive at that next chapter, at that next place in our life that, you know, away from our repeating patterns and feeling stuck, unmotivated, uninspired, and move on, because there is no going back. Very often when we try to create change for ourselves, we look to the past and we try to recapture something. There's no going back. We're only going to be moving in one direction, and that's forward. And so we want to move to a better place. We want to experience, you know, the richness that we deserve in our lives. And it can be hard to get excited about creating the next chapter when, you know, maybe you've worked super, super hard and did all the right things and nothing really feels right. Or it feels like, you know, nothing, even despite your efforts, things weren't working. And if either of that is the case, it may be that disconnection from your higher self that is, you know, sending you down a path that isn't even yours to go down. So why do we do morning practices? Why? To open us up to these flow states where we can receive communication from our higher self that leads us in the right direction, right? Gets us on the right path. And that's when things become, you know, life becomes very whole and full and rich and less exhausting and guilt-ridden and all of that. We want to drop all of that heaviness. So I'll chat with you a little bit more about the upcoming course, the one I've got the 3 scholarships for. I'll chat with you about that after class. But so just so you understand how my quote unquote morning routine is set up, it's based on the practices that appear in this 40-day course. My routine is 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, there is self-reflection, which replaces journaling, which is one of the elements recommended for morning routines. I have my physical practice, so that checks the box for yoga and it checks the box for physical fitness. And I activate meditative states because yoga is a moving meditation. So I check the box for meditation. Lots of people are sitting to meditate and never achieve meditative states. Lots of people are journaling and not really understanding what they're supposed to be getting from their journaling. You can spend, you know, hours or write for pages and pages and pages before you get to something that you can find for yourself very, very quickly if you switch from journaling to self-reflection or self-inquiry work, which is part of this 40-day course. There is an 80-page journal that comes with the course that you're going to print off if you want to print it off, or just download it, and you bring it to class, set it down beside your yoga mat. You hit the video. There's a short conversation, you know, something real, something that will help you to move forward to your next chapter. And there'll be a couple of questions that will come up. You answer those questions, you set that aside, you hop on your mat, and then you move into your flow state. And that's where things get interesting. That's where you get the downloads. That's where you get the direction. That's where the crazy part of us settles down and the wise part of us gets louder. And we start very focused by asking yourself a very focused question, and you answer it to the best of your ability. And then you start your movement practice, and then more information comes to you. So when we finish the practice, then you can always add to that. So all of that is going to take you 30 minutes, 35 minutes tops. That includes the short dialogue video and your journaling exercise. That's how it's going to look in the course, in the 40-day course. You can create something similar for yourself. So I've created 40 days worth of practices because 40 days is the number of transformation. It takes 40 days to fully create a new life affirming habit for yourself. And so, and again, without the guilt, fitting it in when it works for you. You don't have to show up live for a particular class. It's all yours. You just log on when you're ready and press play, or create something for yourself. But that's the way I do it. I ask myself a very pointed question. There might be something very specific that I need to resolve. So before I move into my practice, I will go inward and ask myself that question. But I often ask myself questions that are quite open-ended, like asking that I can see what I have been unwilling to see. So what is it that you've been unwilling to see or acknowledge about yourself? What is it that you have been unwilling to see or acknowledge about yourself? If we can figure out the answers to those types of questions, they're transformative. Because if we don't, then we continue to look to the outside world as the reason why we're not moving on to the next chapter of our lives, why we keep looking back, why we keep creating repeating patterns. The answer is not out there. Everything you're seeing in your life is just reflecting what you truly believe. There is so much online about conquering your limiting beliefs. And I'm telling you right now, you cannot use your mind to conquer your limiting beliefs. You will never find truth when you're trying to conquer your limiting beliefs from that limited aspect of your mind. There's only one way forward, and that's opening up communication with your higher self, with your higher mind, and taking all your direction from that part of you. Okay, so let's get on with practice, and then I'll give you a little more information on the course if you want to join us to create this type of routine that I'm talking to you about, because it's effectively the most accelerated self-mastery program ever. 30 minutes a day, 40 days consecutively, and you're going to move through incredible transformation. So let's get started. And whether you've practiced before or not, just remind yourself to listen to your body, respect your own body's limits, stop anytime you need to stop. You are fully in charge of this experience. All the breath is in and out through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Noisy, powerful breath. I may incorporate some mantra. If you see the opportunity to close your eyes, particularly when we're in seated, that's a great thing to do because it allows you to go even deeper. Your yoga becomes a true inward journey. And that's what I would love for you to experience from your yoga, for it to be that discovery, that self-discovery, and you fully discover who you are and the beauty of that, and then share that with us in expressing what it is you're here to express out into the world. So let's get started.
I just wanted to, there's a couple of people who are saying that they cannot see you. So I believe most can, but I just thought I would jump on before you start practice to say that make sure to everyone that you're in the speaker view. So that means in the top right corner of your screen where it shows view, that you're on speaker, and then you'll be able to see Gloria. Just because you definitely want to be able to see her for the class.
Super. Thank you, Raquel, for that. Hopefully. Okay, it looks like we're good.
Okay. Most people can see fine, so I'm going to close this now and you can get started.
Super. Thank you. All right, let's get started. Come sitting tall, spine straight, chin parallel to the floor. Extend your hands out over your knees, thumb and index finger pressed together. Close your eyes, go inward, breathe deep, long, deep inhale. Full and complete exhale. Keep breathing deeply, long, deep inhale. Full and complete exhale. Keeping the eyes closed. The focus on you. Rub your palms together briskly. Hands to heart center, shoulders relaxed. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Redefining. Om Namo Redefining. Om Namo Redefining. Inhale deeply and hold. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Stay connected to that place of peace deep inside. With the eyes closed, exhale. One more deep inhale, fill the heart. And exhale, release the arms, shake it out, let it go. Bring the hands onto your knees. Let's start to rotate the upper body around the base of the spine. Inhale as you go back. On the exhale, let the head drop down towards the earth. Inhale as you go back and exhale as you come forward. Pushing off your knees. And circle in the opposite direction. Inhaling back, exhaling forward. And inhale, come to center, hold it here. Exhale, stay here. Breathe deep, fill the heart, inhale. And exhale. Plant the palms to the floor. Roll over the knees, uncross the ankles. Inhale, gaze skyward, let the belly sag. On the exhale, pull the toes under, press back, down dog. Bend the knees deeply, walk the feet towards your hands. On the next inhale, float the arms way up high. On the exhale, bend the knees around the spine, touch the earth. Keep it gentle for now. Inhale, float the heart to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees around the spine, touch the earth. Keep going. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, reach up high. Exhale, keep reaching high. Inhale, reach higher. Exhale, bend the elbows, palms face forward, elbows at the level of the shoulders. Step the feet wider, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, twist to the right. Let the movement be free. Don't force anything. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, reach the arms up high, palms together. Exhale, interlace the fingers, index fingers press together. Reach up as high as you can, inhale. On the exhale, standing squat or all the way down. Inhale, come to standing. Exhale down. The inhale gives you strength. The exhale is release, freedom. A few more. Be mindful of the knees. You don't have to come all the way down. Inhale, come to standing. Exhale, reach high. Inhale, reach higher. Exhale, keep the fingers interlaced. Lower the arms all the way down. Now sweep the arms all the way up to your left. Come up onto the ball of the right foot hard. Sweep the arms down all the way through center. Come up on the ball of the left foot. Hari. Arms up to the left. Hard to the right. Hari. Hard. 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 Hari. Three more. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Last time. Hard. Hari. Sweep the arms through center. Inhale. Hold it here. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. Lower the arms in front of you just to the level of the shoulders. Standing squat or all the way down. Hard. Hari. 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 Three more. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Last time. Hard. Hari. Inhale. Hold it here. Exhale. Breathe deep. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale. Open the arms up wide. Fingertips spread away from each other. Deep inhale. And exhale. Breathe. Feel the heart. Inhale. On the exhale, keep the fingers spread wide. Bring the hands to the level of the shoulders. Bring the feet almost together. Jumping jacks. Arms go up and then back to your shoulders. The mantra, Had, Hari, and go. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard. You can walk, you don't have to jump. Hard, Hari, 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 hard, Hari. Two more. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari. Reach the arms all the way up. Hard. Bend the knees a little. Let it go. Hari, all the way up. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari. Three more. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari. Last time. Hard, Hari. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, keep reaching. Inhale, reach higher. On the exhale, hands come back to the level of the shoulders. Be still. Be still. Feel the heartbeat. Feel the energy moving inside you. Deep inhale. Exhale. A little bit different. Arms extend to the sides, palms face forward. You can walk, you don't have to jump. Let's go. Hard, Hari, 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 hard, Hari. Just a few more. Hard, Hari, 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 hard, Hari. Two more. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari. All the way up. Hard. Bend the knees. Let it go. Hari. Reach high. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari. Three more. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari. Last time. Hard, Hari. Inhale, reach high. Exhale. Inhale, reach higher. On the exhale, open your arms up wide as you slowly release your arms to your sides. Be completely still. Connect with your heartbeat. Connect with your strength. Breathe deep, inhale. And exhale. Breathe deeper, inhale. And exhale. Palms together, hands to heart center. Deep inhale. Exhale. Feet a little bit wider. Standing squat or all the way down. High. Reach the arms up high, funneling energy into your heart. Hari. Down as far as you choose. Hard. Hari. 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 Three more. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Last time. Hard. Hari. Inhale. Hold it, exhale. Keep the palms facing each other. Keep the arms straight and strong, bend the knees slightly. Inhale, twist to your left. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, stay here. Deep inhale. Exhale, release your arms to your sides. Take your time. Take your time. Deep inhale. Exhale. Step to the top of the mat, feet just slightly separated. We're going to take a small step back with the left leg. You can take a bigger step back and drop the knee to the floor. It's up to you. When you're ready, leg steps back, arms go up, hug, pull in powerfully, left leg up, Hari. You can easily modify just simply doing this motion. When you're ready, hug, Hari, hug, Hari, hug, pull in powerfully, Hari. Hard, Hari, 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 hard, Hari. Last time. Hard, Hari. Inhale, stand tall, arms up. Exhale, stay here. Reach high, inhale. On the exhale, open the arms up wide as you slowly release your arms to your sides. Take your time. Deep inhale. Exhale. Top of the mat. Right leg steps back as far as you choose. Hug, pull in powerfully, Hari. Hug, 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 Hari. Hard, Hari. Last time. Hard, Hari. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, keep reaching. Inhale, reach higher. Exhale, the arms in front of you just to the level of the shoulders. Pivot the feet wider than hip distance. Option to stay in standing. Pump the arms 3 times. Hug, hug, hug. Come down if you choose. Hari. Hug, 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 Hari. Hug, hug. Hard, Hari, hard, 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 Hari. 3 more. Hard, 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 Hari, hard, 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 Hari. Last time. Hard, hard. Hard, Hari. Inhale. Stay right here. Exhale. Deep inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Option to come to standing and to work with the mantra. Bring the back parallel to the floor. Hard. Sing down low. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari, hard, Hari. 3 more. Hard, Hari, hard, Hari. Last time. Hard, Hari. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. 1 more deep inhale. On the exhale, bring the hands in behind you. Lower the buttocks to the floor. Shake out the arms. Shake out the legs. From here, set the feet wide on the floor. Press up into a full squat. Now this can put pressure on the knees, so come to standing if you need to. Back parallel to the floor. Hard, sink down low. Hari, hard, 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 hari. 3 more. Hard, hari, hard, hari. Last time. Hard, hari. Inhale. Stay as you are. Exhale. Deep inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Draw the arms forward, interlace the fingers, index fingers pressed together. Be honest with yourself. If you need to sit down, please do. Hold the shoulders back. Pump your belly, breath of fire. Pull in and up on the belly with every exhale. Close your eyes. Inhale. Hold it, exhale. Deep inhale. Hold it, exhale. Shoulders completely relaxed. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, stay here. Powerful inhale all the way to standing. Set the feet wide on your mat. Bring the hands to the left foot. Hard, reach to center. Hari, right side. Hard, hari, 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 hard, hari. Last side. Hard, hari. Inhale. Keep reaching high. Exhale. Inhale, reach higher. On the exhale, release the hands. Separate the hands so that they're shoulder distance apart, palms face forward. Bring the feet together. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, lower the hands to the level of the shoulders. Be still for a moment. Deep inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees a little bit. There's something new you want to bring into your life, you have to create space for it. Let's press away powerfully and create some space. Left arm presses hard. Really press hard. Right arm. Hari. And initiate that movement from the belly. Left hand. Hard. Right. Hari. Hard. Bend the knees. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. What is it that you need to press away, to release, to create space for what you want in your life? Press it away now. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Strong arms. Hard. Hari. 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 3 more. Hard. Hari. Hard. Hari. Last time. Hard. Hari. Hands to shoulders. Inhale. Be still. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Deep inhale. Exhale, drop down onto your knees. Deep inhale. Exhale, palms to the floor. Please be mindful, we're going to work from plank, but you may opt to keep your knees on the floor the whole time and bend and straighten the arms. You decide. Draw the belly up. Step the feet back. Bend the elbows. hard, straighten the arms, hard, press back to down dog, hard, back to plank, hari, hard, 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 hari. Last round. Hard, 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 hari. Inhale. Hold it, exhale, deep inhale, exhale, knees to the floor. Walk yourself back until you're pressed up onto the balls of the feet in frog pose. On the balls of the feet, the heels touching the whole time, fingertips stay on the floor. We're modifying standing. Had, hari, 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 had, hari. 3 more. Had, hari, had, hari. Last time. Had, hari. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe deep. Inhale. On the exhale, bring the hands in behind you, lower the buttocks to the floor. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. From here, bend the knees, interlace the fingers, lean back slightly so you feel this in the belly, but if there's pressure in the back, come up. Fingers interlace, hands hover about 15 centimeters over the belly. Lift the heart, stay as you are, or straighten the legs. Pump your belly, breath of fire. Inhale, hold it, exhale, one more deep inhale. On the exhale, bend the knees, set the feet hip distance apart, bring the hands in behind you. Press the hip bones up to the sky, hard, lower the buttocks to the floor, don't touch. Hari, hard, hari, chin stays in towards the chest, or if it feels okay for the neck, drop it back. Hard, hari, 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 hard, hari. 3 more. Hard, hari, hard, hari. Last time. Hard, hari. Inhale, press the hip bones skyward. If it's okay on the neck, head goes back. Exhale. Pump your belly, breath of fire. Inhale, hold it, exhale, one more deep inhale. Exhale, lower the buttocks to the floor and then come all the way down. Draw the knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your legs and rock the body side to side. Come to center, extend the legs to the floor. When you're ready, hands, head, feet all 6 inches off the earth. Pump your belly, butterfly. Inhale. Hold it, exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale, lower down. Knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. And off the body side to side. Come back to center. Extend the legs to the floor. Bring your arms to your sides with the palms facing the sky. Find that place of surrender. That place of release. That place of deep trust. Let your body be heavy. Just let yourself go. And deepest inhale to wake up your heart. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Love the soles of the feet and the palms together over top of the body, stimulating all 72,000 nerve endings. Tuck your hands underneath your knees. Rock up and back on your spine. Come sitting tall, hands at heart center. Eyes closed. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale to close. Inhale. Sa. Nam. Satnam. Take your time coming back from practice. Move slowly. So our aim is to create that inner stillness through movement so that our higher consciousness can speak to us and guide us, so we can overcome the overwhelm and we can direct our lives in, we can let that wiser part of us direct our lives so that we can experience that whole rich, full life without the stress, without the anxiety, without the guilt and all the other things that come with it. So I did give you some details on the new 40-day course before class, and Raquel, if you want to pop the link in there for people to have a look, I'm happy to stick around and answer some questions. Basically, it is 40 days of practices where we do self-inquiry work. We do 30-minute practices and you move deeper into understanding yourself and your true path. And it's incredibly freeing. It's it'll be what you need it to be, because we're all at a different point, and that's the beauty of yoga. It will deliver what it is that you most need at this point in time. And you can do the course again and again and again, and it will feel like a completely different experience for you. And it will accelerate the transformation that is possible through Kundalini. Our aim in all yoga is to step into our destiny, to access our Kundalini, and to live fully as our true selves. So, I forgot to mention, and this is important, those of you who are interested in the course, there is a savings of $500 if you sign up before May 18th. So I just want to make sure I tell you that, and also to let you know that those of you who sign up by May 18th also receive the chakra challenge classes. They'll be yours for lifetime use. We'll share the link with you. And you get the 80-page journal as part of that course too. So if you have questions, please reach out. I'll be on standby to answer your questions. And I sincerely hope that you can join us for this transformational journey. And I'll just ask Raquel to hop on. Is there anything that's come up that we need to address?
There's just one question about whether this is like a like you go through it as a group, or whether this is completely self-paced on your own.
Right. So with this course, it's completely self-paced, and also you have immediate access. As soon as you sign up, you have access to the sort of the preparatory section, which gives you a short video on how to keep your body safe through the practice, the mantras, the chakra system, just some basics. And then the very next day you receive your first class. And then every day after that, you receive one class after another. And the practices are 30 minutes. There's a lecture with each class, which some of them are a little bit longer, but on average 2 to 3 minutes. So honestly, within 35 minutes, you will have done your self-inquiry, your journaling work, you will have done your yoga, and you will have created that flow state. You will have reached those activated states within you that have so much to share with you to guide you.
Just answering a couple more questions here. Instead of typing it, I'll just quickly answer for everyone. The question is, does the course have a community discussion and Facebook group? So there is the community discussion that's in Thinkific, and the Facebook group would just be like the Self-Mastery Series one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other question is, there are 5 days each week and 2 days rests. Where do we do our own?
No rest. Nobody needs to rest from yoga. That's but however, having said that, every class is different. So they're not all super high energy. There's classes that will feel more restful because they're more meditative. And I never want you to feel pressured or pushed that you have to do every single movement. It's more about, being present for that communication to happen with your higher consciousness. And just by you being on your mat and doing simple movements and connecting with your breath or using mantra to regulate your breathing pattern, those insights will come. So it's not about going full force 100% of the time. It's just about being present, creating that space for that communication to happen.
Great. Okay, I think we're all set.
Okay, super. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Raquel. And please reach out if you have questions about the course. You can get in right away. I know a few people have already started and we've had a bit of a conversation with them, and I hope to see you in your next chapter. Thank you. Sat Nam.